Whoa, the market. So why are we freaking crashing? Well, simply put, it's because we've got fear, uncertainty, and doubt in the markets. Tether has now facing federal inquiries of money laundering. Well, no kidding. You know what asset is the most laundered? The United States dollar, which is pretty much the world currency because it's hard to track. And Tether, you can keep printing more and more and more. And that's kind of what has created this massive, massive candle. Look at this sucker. Look at this freaking SOB candle. This guy right here on the hourly, that is such a major, major move. Boom, boom, boom. 3% in just side of an hour. If I go even to the 30-minute mark, that is an amazing candle, but it's just FUD. Okay. And right now on the daily, we are still hovering above where we projected with this ascending triangle breakout that we have. Okay. So we are still good as of right now, because what is happening is it going to show me that hairbrush? We have this breakout that happened. Boom. We got up to 69. We got rejected because of this area of resistance. And we are going back to the scene of the crime. And now we are heading upwards towards that $80,000 range. There's lots of things going on here, especially on the weekly where we've got this MACD cross. But really, what has happened has been this Tether FUD. The Tether FUD is the reason as to why this is going down. If you look at Ethereum, the same thing has happened where we got this massive candle, but quickly we decided to go pump back up, and people are still nervous about it. So, I mean, it's going back down, but it's an indecision candle. But we are holding support on the 2,500-ish range, right around here. Okay, so I'm not super worried. I've actually added to my trade. And yeah, I'm a little embarrassed to show you because it's not setting up to be a very good trade at this moment. I'm down 13 grand right now. Ooh, ouchie, ouchie, ouchie. But usually after these massive liquidation candles of just FUD, we end up pumping back upwards. And if I look at the election that's coming up here inside of 10 freaking days, okay, Trump is up 65%. If you don't like Bitcoin and everything, you're going to vote for this lady, Kamala Harris. If you like it, you're going to vote for this guy. And typically what ends up happening after the markets of my point being saying that after the election, well, we end up pumping massively. And here, let me show you this chart right here from freaking 2012, massive pump. 2016, massive pump. 2020, massive pump. And this was even with Democratic in office. Okay. And now we are just setting around here. So I urge you guys to go vote. But am I worried? Yeah, I'm a little worried. I'm a little worried that I had a bad entry and now I'm in trying to figure this guy out to make sure that, I don't get freaking stopped out for the account here, because we're holding decent support, which I like, but I really see this guy going to 3,000 to 3,500. But just because of hopium, that doesn't mean it's actually going to happen. But as of right now, these candles are nothing to cry about because we're falling onto this line of support here. This is a trending market on the daily, and we're finally finding some support where we usually have been broken down and just tanked every time. Every time we got close to coming back behind this line, tank. Okay. A little bit of support. Tank. Major tank. Another major tank. Not quite get there. And now we're just hovering right around it, which is good because the consensus is stating that crypto is moving upwards. And honestly, same thing with Ethereum. If I zoom out here, I got lots of we'll just do it here on this chart because it's easier to see. So we are somewhat, if I draw another line here, holding a level, okay, from even further down. still some support here, not as obvious as Bitcoin. But yeah, I could see things being a little volatile for the next few days in the weekend. So hold on. And then we're probably going to bounce off because up top here, there is so much liquidations above 70,000. Like everyone wants to see freaking not that far down, but everyone wants to see a $60,000 Bitcoin to honestly a $52,000 Bitcoin. And I just don't think that's going to happen. We need to look at what's going on and what's happening in the market. And usually in October, we have some massive gains here. And right now, this is looking like, as far as the month, it's still up 5%. And then on the weekly here, if I look over, this usually ends up being a very bullish week, but we are down 2% right now, where historically, we're up about 3%. So this is interesting that this is the only fourth time in Bitcoin's history that we've had this sort of a downwards week here. But price is having a hard time. Price is having a hard time. Am I worried? Ish. But I do think that things are trending in the right direction. This is pretty much like the last, everyone is still buying the ETFs inflow. Okay. We had 200 million inflow here. So truthfully, what is going on is big banks and stuff are creating FUD so that they can buy Bitcoin cheap right before it goes over 70,000. So don't get caught up there. Don't be like me and get in at a bad position. Right now is honestly pretty good as long as we're holding this 2450 mark on Ethereum. On Bitcoin, if I'm going more zooming in here, as long as we're holding this line above 65,000, this seems to be a fairly decent entry point into Bitcoin for going long for the election here. This seems pretty good, but having a fairly tight stop, or just making sure that you can withstand a crap ton of losses by having 2 to 5x, right? Not using 100x leverage or anything, because this is what happens with these candles. And that's why people get liquidated so much on these pin bar long tail candles. I really would have liked to see this guy go upwards, especially on the 4-hour, because we had a scare with the 4-hour here yesterday. This guy made it seem like, we were probably going to go down, but now we're holding that support and things are looking good. For Ethereum, we didn't quite have the same. Actually, I think we did have the same candle there, but we ended up bouncing and going higher, and now we're just hovering. And this is in a interesting spot for Ethereum that I'm kind of hanging on to dear life for, is this box, okay, that we're just stuck in, that we're trying to go. If we can bounce out of this, we're going to be seeing the $2,800 to $3,000 range. If we don't, we're probably going to be seeing this 2,300, 2,250-ish for Ethereum, which would be scary, and I don't like it, because this is, I got greedy. I made a mistake, made $5,000 last week. The week before made 6. And now I'm so far on paper losing all of it. So we will see what happens. I actually did something that, you never should. I added to the position once I saw this FUD happen, because once we started bouncing, I was like, okay, this is probably going to be the lastest effort for people. And it was good to see Bitcoin get above the $67,000 range, but now it's holding right below, making that as resistance. So I would really like to see this guy jump above and go from there, because right now we've got some low resistance on the short term, but on the long term, we have some strong resistance right at the $65,000 range. But this is Johnny Crypto. I'm here to help teach you guys from mistakes and also experience on what to do, and to kind of ease your guys' pain a little bit. And yeah, so let's go Trump 2024. Till next time, right? And Jess, what's up, man? Appreciate it, dude. I will see you guys on the next video.